I'm trying to get my lighting together. Hold on. Alright, hold on. Alright, I'm just gonna address this one with this one situation. Alright, this one, because I have felt this myself. I have already, um, I'm not going to go into, detail. I do give you DUI for myself, this video and this message. Alright, so I personally do not like females. Okay, I have had that question many a time. Excuse me. I've had that question many a time. I don't like females. Okay, I don't date females. I don't have anything against the LGBTQ community or anything like that. Um, but I'm not into females, women. I'm not into women. I only like men. Um, at this time of my life. I'm still very young, but I have never experienced with a woman. I don't really plan on experiencing anything with a woman. And I do not do poly. All right, I'm not into polyamorous relationships. Um, if you guys don't know, I'm always the only one in a relationship with a male. So if I am dating a male and he has someone else, 9 times out of 10, we won't be dating. We won't be dealing with each other. Um, unless I decide to. But 9 times out of 10, it's my choice. It's all my choice. I believe we all should have that option. If you don't, if you guys have not had that option, I apologize. But um, but yeah, I'm not into women, and I don't do polyamorous relationships. Now, some of you guys may say, you guys are going to say poly and um, polyamorous relationships and dating females is two different things. And yes, they can be, and yes, they can go into the same category. It depends on the relationship. You've been in polyamorous relationship and still be dating or sleeping with the woman, all right? In the polyamorous relationship. So whether they're separate or put together, I don't do neither. All right. I'm not into women. I'm not into sharing males. I'm very selfish, very, very much. Um, I can't get into it on this video. It's like really detailed. I may, mention some things, but I'm not going to really go into depth about that as to why. But here are a few things. A lot of men may not have themselves together for a polyamorous relationship in the first place. And a lot of men who do have themselves together, um, it can provide for multiple households or you guys come together, depending on your situation, depending on you guys' arrangements, living arrangements, taking care of the children, stuff like that. A lot of men don't want that because they can't handle it. All of that. A lot of men who do have money and you know can is well off um, may 9 times out of 10 will not have a polyamorous relationship. A lot of men are bachelors when it comes to them, really having themselves together like that. They can be in the midst of looking for someone to actually spend their lives with, like actually get married and stuff like that. Now, I'm not saying that most men who are well put together or, established already is not in a polyamorous relationship because that's where, okay, I don't know who's this going to offend, but this is my opinion. My opinion is that a lot of men would love a polyamorous relationship because it gives them a lot of benefits. All right, men who are well put together and established already are sought out, and you guys use the excuse, that a male would want to be polyamorous with multiple women because there are a shortage of men for many reasons, whether they're bisexual, whether they're in gay relationships. Um, excuse me. whether they are in polyamorous relationships, already married, in same-sex relationships. And again, this is not a judgmental video. I don't have any judgment, you know, with the sex you guys date, stuff like that. But a lot of women seek men out who are well established, um, to be taken care of, and that comes with a lot of things also, like insecurities, codependency, and stuff like that. Now, I'm not saying that you guys who are in, well, thought out and planned, polygamous relationships and stuff like that, that this is your situation. It may well not be. But from my experience, and I haven't actually gone through it completely, but you guys use the excuse that there are a shortage of men, from jail to, being bi or gay or married already and stuff like that, which is true, partially. And and so I really don't feel like, for me, that being in a polyamorous relationship would be um, sufficient enough for me, or it just wouldn't make sense at this time in my life. Uh, for other reasons that I don't want to really get into. I just think that seeking someone out to be taken care of, or because you feel like you have to settle and, deal with a man who already has a woman or has more than one woman, I think is very much um, insecure. And that's my own personal feeling towards it. So whether you guys feel some type of way about this video or not, it doesn't really matter. I just hope you guys don't. If you do, so what? It is what it is. For now, for others of you, this is genuine from the heart. I hope you guys are not taking offense to my message. This is my own personal opinion. Okay. Um, I do think polyamorous relationships and marriages could be very, very much beautiful. I have seen many people who have been in marriages in polyamorous relationships for years, 20 years. And there's not saying that there aren't any issues, because, I mean, that's life. But I've seen people who in successful marriages and relationships polyamorously. As far as myself, at this time, I have not met anyone or anything like that to want to be in a polyamorous relationship or date a woman. All right. Yeah. So get that out of my mirror. Anyway, um, so yeah, that's my take on that. Now, yeah, I wanted to, you know, address that in case that is something that someone wanted to ask me. I have I have wanted to come across people who've asked me that before, or that has been, something that someone thought about, knowing that probably already know the answer. Um, so yeah, as I said, I do think that stuff like that could definitely be beautiful. Um, and there's nothing wrong with it, to each his own. But I'm a very selfish person, and I like to. There are a lot of different things that I can really, you know, go in depth as to why I would not want a polyamorous relationship or deal with a woman. All right. Um, so yeah, I wanted to speak on that. And what else? Those of you who are angry because I don't agree to that type of lifestyle, that's the fuck on you. Feel how you want to feel. I don't give a fuck. I'm going flying fuck. Okay. Um, Dating singly, single handedly today is hard for me, especially. So why I wouldn't put myself in this predicament or situation to date polyamorously or anything like that, especially if I've had successful relationships. Most of my relationships with my children's fathers, and have been years. All right, so I have been in successful relationships. I just don't see. I just have not come across the experience where I would say, polyamorous would be a good idea for me at this time, based on my own relationships that I've been in. All right, so I have been in relationships, 5 years, 15 years, 10 years plus, 7 years, stuff like that. Most of my relationships are long term relationships. Um, so yeah, but coming out of a single handedly relationships and marriages, I have been married. Um, me and my ex husband was married for 5 years. Um, my other relationships were for 10 years, 15 years. Yeah, so I do have experience in relationships with people, and there is a lot that it takes a lot to be in relationships with one person, compared to dealing with another person in their life, battles and stuff like that. All right, so those are. I would go more into detail, but I'm just going to say that one more time without going into depth. It takes a lot to have your own issues in life that come up on a day-to-day basis, and to go into someone else's life and take on their issues, their everyday life experiences. It takes a lot. Okay. And I'm just gonna leave that there. Uh, so that's just a quick video. I'll come back, very soon if I have anything else to add. All right. It's your girl, Guided Queen.